What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Atrocity. We back at it again. All right, so today, got to give a shout out to Sonimus for sending me this amazing compressor. This is the Sonimus Tuco Compressor, and you can use this compressor to like glue your mix together, add some warmth. You do have this drive knob down here. This adds tube saturation, as well as you have a mix knob so you can blend the wet and dry signal if you're into parallel compression. All right. So before we get into using the controls, just want to let you guys hear what the song sounds like. So right now the compressor is turned off, and I'll turn it on and off while you're listening so you can hear the difference in the song while it's going. All right. So first I'm going to play it off. Can't deny I'm on one. I feel so high that I'm numb. I want you right on my tongue. I need a slice of that plum, 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 plum. Exploring in your garden for forbidden fruit to harvest. Not here for a long time, out here for a good time. Maybe doing wrong, but tonight'll be a good night. Not here for a long time, out here for a good time. Maybe doing wrong, but tonight'll be a good night. Take a chance. Living in the moment, don't take time to think it over. Take a chance. Enjoy it while we're here and then forget it when we're sober. All right, so as you heard, it was a subtle change, but if you really paid attention, you heard once the compressor came on, the vocals were still sitting in front, and you heard the rest of the music like come to life. The kick drum just got so much punchier in your face, and that was what I needed this compressor to do. All right, because I already like how it sounded without it, but with the compressor, it was like the icing on the cake. All right, so now let's jump into it. As you can see, I have my preset here that I created, but you have different presets for drums, bass guitar, guitars, vocals. You have your other, and you have full mix. So like this is what would go on your two bus or your master fader, wherever you're using your main compression overall for your mix. All right, and up here you have these different modes. So you have mono, which it processes a stereo input through a mono unit compressor. So just imagine it going both left and right going into one unit. All right. And then you have stereo vintage, which this feeds the sum of both the left and right channels into a single unit detector circuit and applies the same gain reduction to each channel. And Sonimus says this is known to sound more open and wide. And then you have your stereo modern, which each left and right channel is processed independently, and it combines the gain reduced channels into one, resulting in equal gain reduction for both sides. And then last, you have dual mono, which each channel is processed independently by two compressor units. So just think of if you wanted to boost the left side more than the right, then you may want to use dual mono because now you have pretty much two different compressors. All right. Now, below here, I'm going to, and I like to leave this a stereo vintage. You have a VU meter. Here you have the modes for compression. So, first, right here, you have the slow attack compressor. Then you have fast attack compressor. You have the slow attack limiter and the fast attack limiter. So for a mix, I would more I would more so use the slow attack just because I don't necessarily want to kill the transients, but I just want to balance the overall signal. So I would go at a slower attack like you've seen I did with this. Here you have the amount, and this is basically, think of it like the threshold in which the compressor starts working. On this right side, you have the output. So output, just think of as output, makeup gain, however you um whatever terminology and whatever understanding you use when um, adjusting the compressor. Just keep that in mind. All right. Then right here you have the release, which is how long the compressor is going to work. And as you can see, I had a pretty fast release for this because again, I don't want I don't want things held for too long because once you start using slow release times, you start to hold on to the signal being squeezed louder. If you have a very dynamic mix and you use a fast attack and a long release, it's going to take the life out of your attack. All right, the life out of your track. I'm sorry, it takes the life out of your track. Even if you have a slower attack and a long release, it's still going to keep the signal squeezed longer before it hits back at zero. All right. Down here again, as we talked about, you have the mix knob and a drive knob for saturation, but you also have a sidechain high pass filter that goes from 10 hertz all the way to 350. And for this, I used 33. I'll leave it at 34. All right, so this is very useful for when you have, let's just say you have a bass guitar that has a lot of bass in it, and the compressor is just squeezing and working the bass guitar too hard because of the bass that's in it. You can turn up the sidechain high pass filter so that it doesn't affect any of the lower frequency below whatever point you set it. That way the compressor doesn't have to work too hard. All right. Now that we talked about it, let's just kind of play the track and I'm going to show you guys how each mode sounds once you start dragging the compressor over, right? So let's just hit play. So you heard the first one, now you'll hear the second. Can't deny I'm on one. I feel so high that I'm numb. I want you right on my tongue. I need a slice of that plum, 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 plum. Exploring in your garden for forbidden fruit or harvest. Not here for a long time, out here for a good time. Maybe doing wrong, but tonight'll be a good night. Not here for a long time, out here for a good time. Maybe doing wrong, but tonight'll be a good night. Chance. All right, now notice how on the slowest attack, the mix has more life. When I go faster, you see it's more gain reduction happening. Then I go to a slow limiter, a little bit less gain reduction happens. And then as soon as I go to this fast limiter, all the life is going out of the track. So can't deny I'm on one. I feel so high that I'm numb. I want you right on my tongue. I need a slice of that plum, 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 plum. So all the life left, okay? Now, that can work if you come down here to the mix. And on the mix knob, you have this before output controls and after. So what the before does is it automatically blends the signal for you. All right, so it blends the wet and dry for you. Once you put it on after output control, you actually have to come over here and adjust this output to your liking once you do that. So I'm going to leave this on before output control, and we're just going to blend this fast limiter into the signal, right? So let's just hit play. Can't deny I'm on one. I feel so high that I'm numb. I want you right on my tongue. I need a slice of that plum, 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 plum. Exploring in your garden for forbidden fruit or harvest. Not here for a long time, out here for a good time. Maybe doing wrong, but tonight'll be a good night. Not here for a long time, out here for a good time. Maybe doing wrong, but tonight'll be a good night. Chance. Living in the moment, don't take time to think it over. Take a chance. chance. Enjoy it while we're hearing. All right, so as you heard, when the mix was 100%, the limiter starts to kill the life, and then once we start turning this mix down, now we're blending that squash signal with the dry signal, and then it makes a better balance. All right, same thing right here with the release. Now I'm going to put this on the slowest attack and put the release all the way up, right? So let's do that. Can't deny I'm on one. I feel so high that I'm numb. I want you right on my tongue. I need a slice of that plum, 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 plum. Exploring in your garden for forbidden fruit to harvest. Not here for a long time, out here for a good time. Maybe doing wrong, but tonight'll be a good night. Not here for a long time, out here for a good time. Maybe doing wrong, but tonight'll be a good night. Take a chance. Living in the moment, don't take time to think it over. Take a chance. Enjoy it while we're hearing it, forget it when we're sober. All right, so as you can hear, once I drag this release all the way here, you see it comes over here to about 3, and it's taking forever to get back to 0. So it's just hanging on as soon as it starts to clamp down. So it doesn't really get a chance to go back to 0 and let the next set of transients through, because it's busy holding on to what it heard earlier. But soon as I drag this over here to about like 1.7, you heard the kick drum come through a lot punchier. So that's the importance of understanding how to use your mix knob, and as well as using the release. So now I'm going, and I had that on a 15% mix. Now let's turn it up to 100% and listen to what it sounds like. Can't deny I'm on one. I feel so high that I'm numb. I want you right on my tongue. I need a slice of that plum, 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 plum. Exploring in your garden for forbidden fruit to harvest. Not here for a long time, out here for a good time. Maybe doing wrong, but tonight'll be a good night. Not here for a long time, out here for a good time. Maybe doing wrong, but tonight'll be a good night. Take a chance. Living in the moment, don't take time to think it over. Take a chance. Enjoy it while we're hearing it, forget it when we're sober. Now, that was at a 100% mix, and you heard the longer the release was, which is all the way to the right, which was the slowest release. You heard once the vocals got louder, it pushed everything down, and it stayed there for a while. And on the short release, which is over here, in which I had it about 1.7 and lower, then you heard, okay, the mix stayed pretty consistent. It didn't really get too loud, it didn't get too low, and it let all of the transients through. All right. Now, right here, we didn't go over this drive knob, right? So I'm going to hit play, and then I'm just going to take this in and out so you guys can hear the difference that saturation makes. All right, so start. Can't deny I'm on one. I feel so high that I'm numb. I want you right on my tongue. I need a slice of that plum, 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 plum. Exploring in your garden for forbidden fruit to harvest. Not here for a long time, out here for a good time. Maybe doing wrong, but tonight'll be a good night. Not here for a long time, out here for a good time. Maybe doing wrong, but tonight'll be a good night. Take a chance. Living in the moment, don't take time to think it over. Take a chance. Enjoy it while we're hearing it, forget it when we're sober. All right, So as you heard, once I drove this all the way up to 10, then you started to get that distortion. All right. And that can be great if that is the sound you're looking for. For this song, I didn't really want that. So I kept it around, between 3.5 and 4. I felt like that was the best overall sound for me. All right. And that's pretty much how you use this compressor. So like, comment, subscribe. Shout out to Sonimus again for giving me this amazing compressor.